Guys, the time has finally come. We have to say goodbye to our Mia. Mia has been working in our team for a long time. Gen 3 to Gen 13. That is not a joke. That is a really long time. But everything has one end. Nothing is permanent. So, Mia will leave us now. Uh, Mia Mia was a very good rally caller, but now in the Gen 14, we are getting one hero called Dominic. There was a rumor from a long time that Dominic can beat the Mia in the bear hunt. You know, Mia is one of the best rally caller. After Mia, many other hero came as the Lancer that can be Reina, Nora, Rene, many other Lancer who have better stat than Mia. I mean, they are more powerful than Mia. But Mia was always best for the bear hunt rally. Even in player versus player rally, if you are using 49-49 formation, then Mia is very good. But now, Gen 14 we get the Dominic. So, I was testing the Dominic from a long time, almost 1 month. From last 1 month, I tested different thing with the Dominic. Now I want to share the result what I got from my experiment. At first I was thinking I will upload the full video of my bear hunt. Then I saw the video is becoming almost 6 hours long video. Nobody will watch that. Like I am calling rally. Nobody will watch that 6 hours long video for the bear hunt. So I will just share the result. What I got with the Dominic, what I had with the Mia, I will share everything. So let's get started. Okay guys, this was our experiment and it is very difficult to run this type experiment because you have to make all the stat constant. You cannot upgrade anything during the whole experiment. So last 2 months I did not upgrade anything. I upgrade the Gareth. That is the only thing you can tell, but I did not upgrade any major thing like pet, chief gear, charm, nothing. Okay. So what I had with the Mia, my Mia was making 2 billion damage. Let me tell you how I did the experiment. I maintained the same formation in the whole experiment, no change in the formation. Okay. Then as the joiner I used 2 Jesse and 2 Sion. Now you can tell me why 2 Jesse and 2 Sion? From mathematics I find out 2 Jesse, 2 Sion, they have the best damage output. Okay. If you have 4 joiner, you can use different type of joiner. You can use Rene as the joiner. You can use many other things as the joiner. You can use Gordon as the joiner. That is different. In normal joiner, Jesse, Jassa, Sion, if I make this combination, 2 Jesse and 2 Sion, or you can say 1 Jesse, 1 Jassa, 2 Sion, if I make that combination, I get the highest damage mathematically. So what happened in the mathematics, same thing can happen in the real life. There will be only one problem here which is not available in the mathematics, that is the diminishing effect. But let's say there is no diminishing effect in the whole experiment, then I'm doing it. So I already made a video on this, how 2 or 3 joiner skill actually work. So from here we find out 2 Jesse and 2 Sion, that is the best combo. That's why in my experiment I used 2 Jesse and 2 Sion whole time. I call them the classic joiner. It is not the player classic, okay? Okay. So my infantry is Hector. My marksman is Rufus. They are constant in the whole video. And the Lancer was Mia. Now you can tell me how I get the 2 billion damage. Because Mia have the fluctuating damage. The chance based skill. How I get the 2 billion. I have actually done more than 100 rally with this particular setup. Okay, more than 100 rally. In this 100 rally, I tried to find out what is the maximum damage I can get. Almost like 11 or 12 rally, I got 2 billion damage. In other 80 times or 90 times, I got like 1.7 billion, 1.8 billion, 1.9 billion like this. So I used more than 100 rally. Then my highest damage was 2 billion. So I can definitely tell with this particular setup, my damage will never cross 2 billion. 2 billion is the maximum possible damage with this particular setup. It does not matter if Mia have the chance based skill or turn based skill, it does not matter, okay. After 100 experiment with this setup, I can tell my sample number is so high that can neutralize the error of my experiment. So if Dominic can cross the 2 billion damage, then I can say Dominic is better than Mia. So my experiment was starting from here, and in the whole experiment I used some city buff. 10% lethality up, 10% attack up, 10% enemy defense down, 10% deployment capacity. Okay, and the pet skills are also there. So this particular city buff and the pet skill, they are constant in the whole experiment. So there is no mistake, no error in this. My other stats are fully constant. I did not change any of my stat in the whole time. Sometimes the facility buff was the problem. I will tell you that will not create a big problem for our video. So I started the experiment with the Dominic. On the first day I used no widget. Actually I have done multiple experiment without widget, but I took only one day. Okay, like one whole week I did the experiment without widget. So 1 week is like almost 4 days. You can play almost 4 times bear hunt per week. So per day, if you can call 5 rally, you can call almost 20 rally per week. But I take the result of only 1 day because every other day they are pretty much similar. So Hector, Dominic, Rufus with the classical formation and 5-5-90 troop formation, I was making this type damage: 1.5 billion, 1.8 billion, 1.7 billion, 1.7 billion, like this. I had no widget. Remember, I made the 2 billion damage with the Mia with the level 8 widget. Okay, so that is what I was getting with the Dominic. I crossed almost 1 week like this, 1 whole week with this particular setup. Okay, I did not write all of them because it will just make the list longer. Now second week I upgrade my widget to level 1. Okay, Dominic widget, Hector Rufus widget constant. I upgrade the Dominic widget level 1. So you can clearly see Dominic without widget cannot beat the Mia. If you have level 10 widget with your Mia, you are safe. Dominic cannot beat the Mia. Okay, now in the second week I get the level 1 widget on the Dominic, and you can see my damage slightly increase. I cannot properly tell. It is pretty much same. Okay, level 1 widget actually do nothing. So I did not see any big change. Sometime it go 1.8 billion, 1.8 billion, but I cannot properly tell. Now next week, only 1 day maybe, I tried the level 2 widget and I don't see any change. Okay, actually I did this for the 2 days. Both day I got almost similar damage, like 1.6 billion to 1.7 billion, something like this, with the level 2 widget on the Dominic. Now on the third week, again I tried the Dominic with the level 2 widget. I was getting something like this. My damage dropped to 1.2 billion one time. Dominic damage 1.2 billion, that is very low. Now again next week, I make the Dominic widget level 4. Okay, Hector, Dominic, Rufus, and I see damage is going pretty much similar, but I can go 1.9 billion. Okay, before this I was not getting actually 1.9 billion, but when I get the widget level 4, my Dominic damage go to 1.9 billion. Now 1 whole week passed with this. Then on the next week I make my widget level 6 of the Dominic. Then I saw it can finally cross 2 billion. So if Dominic want to beat the Mia, Dominic must have widget level 6 minimum. But my Mia was level 8 widget. If my Mia had level 10 widget, it would be maybe 2.2 billion to 2.3 billion. In that case, my Dominic widget should be level 8 or level 10. So what I can tell after this experiment, Dominic can beat the Mia, but the widget level should be really high. Max level widget Dominic can beat the max level widget Mia. But let's say your Mia widget is already level 8 or level 10. Then Dominic without widget or Dominic with level 2 widget, that will not work. Dominic is very good, but Dominic need the widget. If your Mia already have high level widget, then you cannot realize how powerful Dominic is. And in this experiment, actually I have done this many times. This 2 billion did not come in one day. Multiple day I got 2 billion. So I had facility buff, troop attack 13%. But most of these cases, I had no facility buff. When I was calling the rally with the Dominic level 6 widget, I actually had no facility buff. So it is clear, Dominic is more powerful than Mia for the bear hunt. So I have been doing this experiment for almost 2 months. And after 2 months, making my Dominic 4 star. By the way, my Dominic is 4 star. Dominic 4 star with the level 6 widget. Okay, if I make it 5 star, the bear damage will not change that much, because I am using a very small number of Lancer. If I make the Dominic 5 star, I get the Lancer stat. Lancer attack will increase, but that will not create a big difference for the bear hunt. If I make my Dominic 5 star and if I make my widget level 10, that will make really like more damage than Mia, I can tell that. So guys, one thing is clear after today, Dominic can beat the Mia. Mia can be a very good hero from Gen 3 to Gen 13, but now we have to say goodbye. Everybody who are watching the video, give a salute to Mia. Mia really worked for our team for a long time. By the way, I have no idea if Dominic can still work in the 49-249. Mia can definitely work with the 49-249 or 50-050. 50-050 is not very good, I told you many times. 49-249 better than 50-050. Mia can work with that. But I'm not sure if Dominic can use the 49-249. But in the bear hunt, I can confirm. I have done so many experiments. By closing my eyes, I can tell you Dominic is better than Mia. So if you are free to play player, I have a suggestion for you. Try to save the batches or this thing, mystery batch. Try to save your mystery batch when you are Gen 13 approx. Gen 12 to Gen 13, try to save your mystery batch. Okay, if you max your Agni skill, you can get more mystery batch. And try to purchase the mystery batch on the Gen 14 only when you are getting like some discount. Look at me. Okay, I get something here. Look at me. Do not purchase the top left corner. If you purchase the top left corner, you have to pay full price. But look at this. I get the same item. This is Gen 14 widget. This is Gen 14 widget. But this one have 20% discount. So it is lesson for free to play. Always get the discount. Okay, again you see I get 20% discount. So always try to get this 20% discount. Okay. And slowly you can try to max your Dominic widget. If you want, you can also go for Hall of Heroes. But in Hall of Heroes, Dominic widget may come on the Gen 15, I think. Right? In the Hall of Heroes, you get some widget of the hero on the next gen. So Gen 14 widget probably come in the Gen 15. So you cannot wait till that time. Go to mystery batch shop and get only using the discount. What I am doing right now. Look, I pick only discounted items. I am not getting the top left corner. Okay, that will take the full price. And let's say you see I get the 50% discount. Keep doing this. If you want to check the skills of the Dominic, look at this. The skills and the widget. This is the stat of the max level Dominic. Look at the top side of my screen, not the bottom one. Look at the top side. The Lancer attack, Lancer defense, hero attack, hero defense. That is the maximum stat from the Dominic. And if you check the skill, the first skill that give you damage up 20%. It is similar like we have with the Sonia. Sonia have this same type skill. And the second skill, I'm telling it. Dominic equip his lancer with secret device that launch poisonous spikes, increasing their damage dealt per attack by 60%. Poison target receive 25% more damage for one turn. So at first, lancer will give some poison to the enemy. Then enemy will take some extra damage for every one turn. As much as I understand, in the first turn, lancer will give the poison. Then in the next turn, enemy will get the extra 25% damage. That is what I think. And the third skill, that is some hybrid type skill. Dominic disrupts enemy strategy by performing optical tricks with a mirror, reducing damage taken by infantry and marksmen by 15% and increase their damage dealt by 15%. It is something good. The marksman damage up, that is really good thing. So if you look the Dominic at first, you can think why it is better than Mia. Mia have two skill that can make 50% damage. 50% chance for 50% damage. But Dominic damage is not that much high. How Dominic getting so much damage? I think the secret is on the second skill. That particular poisoned target take 25% damage. There is something in that. Okay. Because the first skill is very common. Damage up 20%, that is nothing. And the third skill, damage up 15%, that is also nothing. The actual damage may be coming from the second skill, where the poisoned target, they get more damage. They receive more damage. And if you want to check the arena, Dominic have one AOE type skill and some damage skill and some health skill, healing skill. Okay, I want to tell Dominic is good for the arena. You can tell that. You can use the Dominic in the front line of the arena. Okay. I will discuss the Dominic some other day. I mean, I will discuss the whole gen some other day. Today I was actually discussing only on the Dominic versus Mia. And the widget, I mean the expedition skill, you can check. 15% rally troop lethality. So that might be very good for the bear hunt. So that is what I wanted to say in today's video. From Gen 13, try to save your mythic shard and mystery badge for the Dominic. And when you get the Dominic on the Gen 14, get him. It is male. Get him and try to make minimum 4-star. Now you can tell me where the Dominic come, particular which event. It come in the Hall of Chief, not Hall of Chief actually, it should be King of Icefield. So if you are ranking good in the King of Icefield, you can get some free shard of the Dominic. Otherwise, you can normally unlock from the... I mean, there are many sources. But you can call Dominic easy pay to win. Easy pay to win means that particular hero which come in the King of Icefield. And difficult pay to win means that particular hero which come in the Hall of Heroes. So free to play can get the Dominic, and I hope Dominic can work for a long time. I have no proper idea about the Gen 15 still now. I am still on the Gen 14. I hope there is no hero on the Gen 15 who can beat the Dominic. Because Mia was really working for a long time. Then we get the Dominic, that is very good, but what if somebody come in the Gen 15 and he beat the Dominic? Then all our mythic shard widget, that will be wasted. I hope we can use the Dominic for at least next 7 to 8 generation at least. If you have any more question, you can ask in the comment. That is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching and bye bye.